Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're taking a deep dive into the XPENG P7 Plus electric sedan. And this isn't just a simple refresh. It's being positioned pretty aggressively, I'd say, as the world's first AI car.
It really is. And it represents this huge, very calculated push by XPeng, especially as they're trying to build a real long-term presence in the European market.
Which is not an easy market to crack.
Not at all. And we've got an exceptionally detailed stack of sources here. They really let us dissect everything from its 800-volt power architecture to its completely retooled autonomous driving system.
And crucially, this surprising partnership they formed to get around some of the growing trade friction we're seeing. So our mission today is to explain really clearly and simply what makes this vehicle such a standout. We want you to walk away understanding how XPeng is using tech innovation not just for performance, but as a strategy to overcome some massive hurdles.
And if there are two things you should listen for, it's these. First, this highly inventive way they handle ultra-fast charging by, repurposing parts that are already in the car.
Okay.
And second, the company's dramatic, you can even say controversial, shift in its self-driving strategy.
Let's start with that core tech, the foundation. The P7 Plus is built on the Fusion architecture.
Right, which is a state-of-the-art 800-volt silicon carbide platform. It's a massive step up from the older P7.
And they share this platform with the G6 SUV, correct?
That's right. And for anyone keeping track of the EV space, this move to 800V, specifically with silicon carbide or SYNC, well, it's a game changer.
This is the why behind all the big performance numbers they're quoting.
Exactly. SYNC semiconductors are just so much more efficient. They manage power with significantly less energy loss than traditional silicon.
So lower losses mean less wasted heat, which in turn means better overall efficiency.
Precisely. And that improved efficiency, that lower heat, it boosts reliability, and critically, it's what unlocks the ability to handle the massive power needed for ultra-fast DC charging. It's the bedrock for everything else.
And the sources confirm the battery uses LFP cells from EVE Energy with a couple of options, a 60.7 and a 76.3 kilowatt-hour pack.
Yes, and they're really emphasizing safety here. The pack has apparently passed 37 different safety standards and has a very advanced liquid-cooled thermal management system.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Connecting that 800-volt foundation to the actual charging experience. XPeng calls it synergistic boost charging.
It is. It's where the real engineering brilliance shows up.
Because they're solving one of the biggest headaches for 800-volt car owners, right?
Yeah.
The compatibility issue. You've got this car that can charge incredibly fast, but only if you find an 800-volt charger.
What happens when you plug into a much more common lower voltage charger? Most EVs need a heavy, separate, dedicated boost converter to step that power up.
And that's what XPeng avoids here.
Completely avoids. Instead of adding this bulky, expensive component that just generates more heat, the P7 Plus leverages its own drive motor.
The drive motor, how does that work?
Well, when the charger's input voltage is too low, the system uses the motor's winding inductance, that's the part that stores energy for the motor, and the switches in the motor control unit.
So it's basically forming a boost circuit on the fly.
You've got it. It's repurposing components that were already there, that were already required for just driving the car.
So to simplify this for everyone listening, you're essentially getting a free, integrated, high-powered charger capability. That has to cut down on weight, complexity, and cost.
It absolutely does. It's such an elegant solution. It turns a huge system challenge into a real packaging advantage. It's a very clever synergy.
And the performance numbers seem to back this all up. Using XPeng's own S4 charger, it can go from 10 to 80% in just 20 minutes.
And a quick 10-minute charge can add 300 kilometers of range. The maximum DC charging capability is up to 446 kilowatts. The whole system is just built for speed.
The priority is clearly on rapid energy replenishment, on reducing that long-distance driving anxiety.
That's performance that really changes the whole ownership experience.
All right, shifting gears from power to brains, let's talk about the Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, the ADS, because this is the biggest pivot for XPeng.
It really is. The P7 Plus is the first model from them to completely abandon LiDAR. They're moving to a vision-only system.
Which is, it's a massive historical contradiction, isn't it? XPeng was celebrated as the first automaker to mass-produce a LiDAR-equipped car, the P5.
They were. And now they're fully embracing the vision-centric approach, basically betting that their advanced AI can make up for the loss of that specific hardware sensor.
So did the sources suggest this might compromise the system in, say, bad weather, where LiDAR is usually better? Or is this just about cost?
The sources really emphasize the AI's role in compensating for it. The company seems to believe that by moving to an end-to-end AI model, the system can infer and predict driving behavior better than a stack of sensors feeding into old, rule-based software.
The argument being that more robust vision processing gives you a more human-like co-pilot.
That's the idea, and they certainly didn't skimp on the other hardware. The XNGP intelligent driving system is standard, with no tiered Max or Pro subscriptions.
Which is a big deal for consumers.
It is. The system uses 11 cameras, 3 millimeter wave radars, and 12 ultrasonic sensors. And all of that data is fed into a core powered by 3 Orin chips, providing a massive 2,250 TOPS of computing power.
So they're throwing brute force computation at the problem.
Basically, yes. And the software behind it is this AI Dimensity 5.4.0 system, which has their first end-to-end AI intelligent driving model. This is the key to making vision-only work.
They call it VLA, Vision Language Action.
Great. And you should think of it less like old ADS systems, which were hard-coded with rules like, stay between these lines. It's more like a learning process.
Like how a person learns a sport
Right.
or a complex physical task.
That's a great analogy. The system observes millions of real-world driving behaviors to infer what action is needed, even in ambiguous situations.
So instead of just braking hard for a lane closure.
Exactly. The VLA model might see that a human driver would smoothly creep forward to match the speed of merging traffic. The sources say this leads to over 30 human-like optimizations. It just makes for a smoother, less jarring ride.
They also delivered a massive upgrade to their NGP, the Navigation Guided Pilot. The speed limit for that system jumps from 60 kilometers per hour all the way up to 130.
Which is a huge expansion. It means the system now provides full coverage from slow, congested city roads all the way to high-speed highways. It makes the system useful in almost any scenario.
And for safety, there's a new Automatic Emergency Avoidance Function, or AES. I found a really great detail about this in the sources.
Oh, about the low grip surfaces.
Yes, its ability to handle emergency maneuvers on wet or icy roads at high speeds, between 80 and 130 kilometer raters. They're trying to guarantee vehicle stability during evasive maneuvers.
And that focus on low grip surfaces at highway speeds is really rigorous. Most systems struggle to maintain control when grip is compromised in that speed band.
But wait, the sources also mention this feature ensures a drink-proof experience. I love that.
It's fantastic, isn't it? It makes the stability performance instantly tangible.
It does. It means they're benchmarking stability not just on G-forces, but on whether your morning coffee stays put during a sudden swerve.
A very vivid metric, and it confirms the vehicle stays composed even when the system has to intervene aggressively. There's also this unique co-driving mode.
Right, where you can nudge the wheel.
Exactly. It lets the driver momentarily take control of the steering, say, to hug a median line a bit closer, without completely disengaging the whole system. The driver stays involved, but the safety net remains active.
Okay, so let's connect all this technology back to the big picture. XPENG is clearly positioning the P7 Plus as a tech-focused challenger in that large luxury sedan segment.
That is the technological goal, but their entry into the European market, that's being complicated by, well, tariffs.
A big complication.
Mhm.
XPENG got hit with a high 20.7% additional tariff. That's on top of the existing 10% import duty.
It's a huge disadvantage compared to rivals like BYD or even Tesla's China-made cars. When you're paying that much extra in taxes, you just can't compete on price.
And that brings us to their brilliant strategic move to just completely neutralize those tariffs.
The partnership with Magna Steyr in Graz, Austria, this is far more than just a collaboration. It's a strategic masterstroke.
Right. They didn't build a massive, expensive new factory from scratch, which takes years and billions of dollars.
Instead, they just tapped into Magna's existing, highly advanced manufacturing facility in Austria.
And this brownfield approach buys them what exactly?
It buys them speed, efficiency, and tariff avoidance. By building the cars within the EU, those steep import duties just vanish. It lets them scale up production almost immediately and offer a truly competitive price.
That manufacturing strategy might end up being just as disruptive as the 800-volt architecture.
It very well could be.
And let's touch on the physical design, because the tech directly influences it. The P7 Plus is a big car, over 5 meters long.
And this is where that 800-volt system pays off again. The battery pack is ultra-thin, just 109 millimeters.
Which isn't just a number on a spec sheet. That thin pack is what allows them to have that sleek, fastback roofline and still give rear passengers class-leading legroom. It solves that classic EV design conflict.
Precisely. And that packaging also helps them achieve a class-leading drag coefficient of 0.211 CD. For practicality, which European buyers demand, you get over 570 liters of trunk space. And it even includes an electric tow hitch.
It really seems like a complete package.
So in conclusion, the P7 Plus really emerges from all this as a multi-talented EV. It's blending performance, luxury, and this leading-edge tech. The entire thing seems aimed at maximizing user convenience.
And that leads us to our final provocative thought for you to consider. XPENG's technological challenge, shifting their entire ADS philosophy, designing complex charging, that's being matched by an equally aggressive strategic move to bypass trade barriers.
So the question is this: will this model of using an established contract manufacturer like Magna to build vehicles within the target market, will that become the standard playbook for other ambitious Chinese brands trying to establish a real long-term presence in Western markets?
It's a strategy that could fundamentally change the global competitive landscape.
It really could.
We appreciate you taking the time to learn with us and joining us for this deep dive into the source material. Thank you for listening.